Hello friends, my name is Janvi Dalmia, currently studying in Vellum Girls School in grade 12. I am a science enthusiast and due to the prevailing COVID conditions, I believe that it is best to make the most of our time. Recently, I wrote a review paper on bioplastics which got published in IAR JSET journal and it is my great pleasure to present it to you. I will also discuss the importance of bioplastics and how it is the next big thing, its production process, and its various applications. Do you know that the amount of plastic waste in the oceans is likely to surpass the number of fish in the ocean by 2050? As we all know, plastic is cost effective, resistant, durable, and an essential commodity in the daily life. The high demand for plastic led to its increased production, uncontrolled usage, and inappropriate disposal, which further contributed to serious environmental and economic problems. Hence, it is important to replace plastic with safer alternatives such as bioplastics, which are biocompatible and biodegradable. Bioplastics are polymers obtained from natural sources. They are bio-based and biodegradable materials derived from renewable resources such as vegetables, corn and potato starch, sawdust, food waste, and other agricultural residue. Bioplastics are water insoluble, moisture resistant, and flexible. Bioplastics show similar durability to that of petroleum-based plastics such as polyethylene glycol and polyethylene terephthalate. They can be chemically engineered with similar plastic properties for industrial use. In addition, they reduce the exploitation of fossil fuel resources and emission of greenhouse gases. These benefits indicate a promising sustainable future for bioplastics. There are various types of bioplastics and they are classified based on their sources and composition. Firstly, starch-based bioplastics, which are obtained from corn, potato, wheat, rice, etc. And they are complex blends of starch and compostable plastic compounds such as polylactic acid and polybutylene succinate. Similarly, we have cellulose-based. As you all know, cellulose is natural component of plant materials and such bioplastics are obtained from weeds, wood pulp, fibers, bamboo, agricultural waste and forest. Next, we have protein-based, which are obtained from high-protein sources such as wheat, gluten, casein, albumin, whey, and soy. Few other examples are aliphatic polyesters, polyamides-based bioplastics, polyethylene-based bioplastics, lipid-based biopolymers. There are 5 basic steps for the production. Firstly, extraction or enzyme degradation, where we extract the specific source of the biopolymer, such as in the case of corn, we extract the starch. Enzymes are used to break down starch into glucose, which is fermented and made into lactic acid. Fermentation. It is the chemical breakdown of a substance by bacteria. Then we have purification. It is a process to remove the undesired chemical compounds and contaminants to extract the pure product. Polymerization. It is a process where small molecules such as monomers combine chemically to form a long chain-like molecule known as polymer. Hence, we say bioplastics are natural polymers obtained from living organisms. The lactic acid here is converted to lactide and polymerized further to produce a bioplastic called polylactic acid. Finally, refinement and molding, where the impurities are removed and the product is molded into the desired shape. These steps are used for commercial production of bioplastics and hence the methods or equipment used may vary. One can easily make bioplastic with simple home ingredients like cornstarch or milk. I conducted this simple experiment at home and made a starch-based bioplastic. Let's learn how to make one. You will need a stove, a saucepan, a spatula, teaspoon and tablespoon, water, cornstarch, glycerine, vinegar, and a silicon pad or aluminium foil. Measure 1 tablespoon of starch and put it into the pan. Add 4 tablespoons of water. Here I have pre-measured it. And 1 teaspoon of glycerin with 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Mix everything with the help of the spatula when still cold and turn on the heat when thoroughly mixed. Here, water is used as a solvent to disperse the starch, and heating it helps the molecules to denature. The acetic acid in vinegar breaks down the starch into shorter molecules. Glycerol prevents the formation of crystalline structure, which would make the plastic more brittle and flexible. Keep mixing until you have a uniform sticky mix. Then take it off from heat and let it cool. Next, spread it on a silicone pad or the aluminium foil and let it cool at room temperature. Time to dry depends on the size and thickness of the molded piece, which will range about from 2 to 4 days. Ultimately, what you get is a flexible and semi-transparent material, which is nothing but your homemade bioplastic. Isn't it exciting to get such a sustainable alternative to plastic at your home? Bioplastics are used in various industries such as food packaging, medical equipments, agriculture, automobile industry, electronics, etc. Here is a look at the applications of bioplastics in different markets. As you can see, the food packaging industry predominantly uses most of the bioplastics, followed by agriculture, automobile, and electronics industries. I would also like to share the recent development in the era of bioplastics, which is the algae bioplastic. Algae are the fastest growing organisms powered by sunlight. When algae is used to clean the environment, the result is a biomass that we can convert into bioplastic materials. The long chain polymers present in algae are used to make bioplastics. While algae-based plastics are in the startup phase, their applications in packaging and the other products are beginning to gain momentum. Algix is a clean tech company based in Georgia that produces bioplastics with aquatic feedstocks such as algae. Here are some leading producers of bioplastics. Carbon is an element essential to life on Earth. Carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is the main source of carbon for all. Recycling carbon is also essential. A large portion of CO2 present in the atmosphere is absorbed by green plants to prepare their food through photosynthesis and turn it into sugars, which are stored as starch. The starch is then collected and processed to create dextrose, which is then fermented with certain bacteria to make it lactic acid, the building block for PLA. In this way, carbon dioxide is taken from the air and turned into valuable bioplastic, which when recycled is released back into the atmosphere, and hence the carbon cycle is maintained. Although bioplastics possess an extremely promising future as substitutes for plastics, there are certain areas where we need to work on, such as reduce production costs, prevent negative environmental impacts, and build novel strategies to involve the markets and society towards sustainability. Another critical challenge for bioplastics is their biodegradability, as not all bioplastics are completely biodegradable. Various advantages of bioplastics include reduced CO2 emission, cheaper alternative, abundant sources, reduced waste generation, and reduced carbon footprint. In addition, bioplastics do not contain harmful additives and hence are non-toxic. The market for bioplastics is gradually increasing and recognizes maximum potential applications in various sectors. Bioplastics are mostly degradable and hence a possible solution to the increase in waste in the oceans. I humbly request you all to use bioplastics as an initiative towards a sustainable life and a greener world. The link for my research paper is provided in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Please do give it a thumbs up and share the video.